To the start of the Surfers International Resort 300 at Surfers Paradise International Raceway. The track dry at the moment, but rain still threatening. On pole position, Dick Johnson in the Ford Falcon with an incredible time in practice of 1 minute 15.3 seconds, 1.7 seconds under his lap record. Peter Brock second, 1:15.7. Alan Moffat completes the front row, 1:16.6. On the fourth row of the grid is the leader of the Australian Endurance Championship, Peter Williamson, in the Toyota Celica 77. On the second row of the grid, Terry Shield Mazda from Alan Grice BMW. 10 seconds to go. Good start from Brock, but Johnson challenging on the inside. Brock's out of the marbles. And Brock's got it. Alan Moffat in third position. This is what Peter Brock wants, to lead Dick Johnson. He's not had any chance to do that this year. Look at Johnson challenge. Far faster motor car in a straight line. The track's surface, very abrasive, washed very clean by this rain, and tyres will be a critical factor over 95 laps. They can't afford to go too fast too quickly. Look at Brock fling that car through. Watch the rear wheel lifting. John Goss in fourth position in the Jaguar XJS. Onto the main straight, Peter Brock, Dick Johnson. Alan Moffat behind, losing the draft down the slipstream, but surprisingly not that far behind. He's in fourth place, goes John Goss, Terry Shield, Alan Brown. And a car off down the end of the main straight. Peter Brock, who has to do well in the first 15 laps. There's the wreck. It's Alan Brown's car, and I believe Alan Grice is in that as well. That's underneath the Dunlop Bridge. Driver out of the car. There's the leaders, Peter Brock. Through the S's. The end of the second lap. Behind him, Dick Johnson challenging. And Alan Moffat, as you can see, starting to drop back a little bit. And this time, as they come up to the yellow flags, Johnson takes the opportunity to close whatever gap there was. Oh, oil down there. Watch the way Dick Johnson went sideways. So oil obviously spilled. That involved the Recar Commodore and Alan Grice's BMW, the Grice BMW going again. Oh, John Goss off now. That's on that oil underneath the Dunlop Bridge, and it certainly is having its effect on the field. Goss was in fourth position and is dropping right back. Only 4 laps into the race, and the oil is now joined by rain starting to fall on the circuit, so it'll be very interesting to watch the next few laps. Peter Brock knew that he had to do well in the opening laps if he was to be any chance against the much faster Dick Johnson Ford Falcon. We spoke to him before the event.
I don't want to be involved in any dicing, particularly with a car which would be potentially slower, so that means if someone's in front holding me up a little bit, I'll probably try to get through. I think it's important to get into a rhythm here pretty quickly, though, and if that means settling down a bit down behind, say, Dick Johnson, and just keeping him in sight, that's what I'll do. If On the other hand, if I feel as if I should be going a little bit faster, or could go a bit faster and perhaps push him a bit, I'll do that.
And Peter Brock, a very surprised man after that interview, I think, to be actually leading this event rather than dogging Dick Johnson. And if anything, Brock is opening a small lead in these conditions as we see the windscreen wipers on Peter Brock's car working, indicating that at the back of the circuit there certainly is some rain falling right now. And in the pits, John Goss with the Jaguar with Bob Vincent. The Jaguar of John Goss has had one off already. Not a successful day for Johnny Goss. He's running big Goodyear slick tyres. He doesn't like the way... Oh, sorry, he's on Dunlops by the looks of it. In fact, he started on the intermediate Dunlops, which indicates that he thought that the rain was going to be coming down. And it was the oil that took John Goss off. So, again, after a year of trying to develop this big Jaguar, John Goss turns this race as well into a development exercise rather than a race for the lead. And the leader, Peter Brock, on dry weather tyres, feeling out the track. In second place, Dick Johnson, under Qantas Hill. There's the gap between Peter Brock and Dick Johnson now, open to about 2.5 seconds down the main straight as the rain starts to get heavier, which means that shortly these drivers must start considering getting off the dry weather tyres on which they started the race and getting on to intermediates or even wet weather tyres. Certainly the rain not hard enough as yet to warrant wet weather tyres, which would be cut to pieces by the abrasive Surface Paradise track, that the intermediates may be the only compromise that they can achieve. Dick Johnson, before the race, was incredibly confident about the outcome.
The whole format of racing has changed in the past 12 months, with whether it be a short race or a long race. And the cars have become so reliable that we're able to drive them flat out the whole time if we're physically fit enough to do so. And that's the way that I approach every race, and especially this one.
Well inside the lap record, almost 2 seconds inside your old lap record. Is the car capable of maintaining that sort of speed, or just over that sort of speed, for the whole 2 hours?
Well, when you get a car that can do a quick lap like that, it's obvious that you're not working a car hard if you knock it off another second lap or something like that. So we'll be basically using that as a bit of a buffer, if we can, to enable us to run quick lap times during the whole race.
Dick Johnson down the main straight, pursuing Peter Brock. Lap times tumbling, however, in these wet conditions. They started the race with 1:18.7. They're now well and truly into the 20s, 20 seconds, 1 minute 20 second barriers, and there's 2.5 seconds between Brock and Dick Johnson. Leading the Australian Endurance Championship on 27 points and leading his 2-litre class in this event, Peter Williamson in car 77, the Toyota Celica, is right where he wishes he wasn't at this moment. He's right behind Gary Whittaker in a Tirana, and Whittaker won't get out of the way through the S's, where Williamson is obviously faster, and down the straight, of course, it's Whittaker who's quicker, and Williamson is locked into a battle with a car that's going nowhere in the outright class, and he just wishes it'd go away. Loses speed down the straight. Williamson and another Toyota Celica driver, Graham Bailey, have won their 2-litre class in all 3 rounds of the Australian Endurance Championship to date. They therefore lead the Australian Endurance Championship on 27 points from a Mitsubishi Lancer on 24, then Holden, Mazda and Ford each on 18 points. To win the Australian Endurance Championship, Williamson would like to win today's race. It's not absolutely essential, but to win the 2-litre class today would clinch the championship.